Hello everyone, it's Jeff Stepien once again, and welcome to the studio. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the vocals that we have recorded for our song, and we are going to examine some of the ways that you can spice up your vocals by adding effects to it. Now even though there are other effects that you can add to vocals that can create certain qualities of sound that you're looking for, the effects that we are going to look at today are the delay effect and the chorus effect. Now both of them share similarities, but both of them actually operate in very different ways and create a unique sound by applying them to a recorded track. So what we are going to do is we're going to examine both of these effects and see how they can help spicing up our lyrics and vocal tracks and maybe improve the quality of our mix. So let's get to work. Alright, the first effect that we're going to discuss to spicing up the vocals is the delay. Now I'm going to show you two examples of delay effects. Logic Pro comes with 4 or 5 different effects, but some of them require more processing power than others. So we're going to deal with the ones that don't necessarily need that much processing power to accomplish the goal. Now the first effect that we're going to look at is the stereo delay, and there you could see the parameter box for that effect. Also I have it applied to the backing vocal, and we're going to listen to it. And so first let's listen to our vocal without the effect. Running your hands through your hair, the thought of losing you. Okay, now we're going to add this effect. In my mind of you, my heart will be empty too. Okay, now obviously that created a big difference. Now for the most part, was that effect effective and for what I want to create? No, I would need to adjust some of the parameters. I would like more of a shorter delay. In fact, basically right there where it says right delay and it has 250 milliseconds, left delay 500 milliseconds, what you would want to do is adjust that to a smaller time, and basically that's what you would need to do to create a more effective sound from this effect. Now this is the way it sounds with the shorter time parameter. Running your hands through your hair. Now that creates a more effective sound. The thought of losing you. And it sounds more full. There's more space to the whole quality of the sound, and once again, this is the difference. This is in my mind or of you. Now you can really tell that there's a significant difference between the vocal with no delay and the vocal with delay. And there's many things that you could do with the delay. You can adjust certain parameters. For instance, right here there's low cutoff frequency and high cutoff frequency. Basically what that would allow you to do is only to select certain frequencies of the sound to be entered into the delay effect. Also there's the groove parameter, which would allow you to groove the delay directly with the tempo and the beat of the song. And there's many different things you could do with the delay effect. I mean, you could create an echoing sound. There are specific delay effects that can do that. But as you could see, for the purpose that I would have used this effect for, it was more just to create that spaciousness, and I'll play it again. Running your hands through your hair. Now compared to the dry sound. In my mind or of you. So obviously the delay effect can have a significant impact on the sound of your recording and the quality of the final output, and that is why I like to use delay effects more so with vocals than other types of tracks, because other types of tracks you can use other types of effects to accomplish this goal. But basically with the vocals, it's always nice to add some delay, even if it is very minor, because it just gives it the sound a little extra depth and spaciousness. Okay, now we're going to look at the chorus effect. Now in many ways it does accomplish the same thing as the delay in giving the sound more depth and spaciousness and just fullness to it. But it does that in a different way, and it does that by modulating the sound rather than basically reproducing the sound at a certain amount of interval away from the original sound. So now we're going to look at how the chorus effect comes into play and how that affects your sound. This is the dry sound once again. Running your hands through your hair. Now here's the sound with the effect. The thought of losing you. Now I'm going to adjust the intensity parameter to increase the amount of effect. In my mind are of you. Now you could hear the difference. Okay, so you can definitely tell that there's a difference in the way the chorus affects the sound. It doesn't really create a delay, but what it does is it gives the sound more depth, and it actually sounds like if you're hearing two separate voices at the same time. And how that is accomplished is the sound is modulated. And basically the parameters we have, this is just the basic chorus effect. We have the intensity. That obviously indicates what the intensity of the effect is going to be. Okay, the rate parameter, that is the parameter that controls the amount of modulation. And listen to the way the sound changes as I adjust the modulation on this. Thought you should know, thought you should know, in the morning. So we really get to see how when you change the rate of modulation, the sound will modulate or oscillate back and forth faster. The faster you have it going, the more of a distorted effect it's going to create. I mean, for some purposes that may be very effective. For vocals, usually you would want the modulation rate not to be that high, but enough to the point where you notice the amount of the effect and the fact that it's giving the sound more depth to it. Okay, so there you have it. We just showed the difference between using a delay effect and a chorus effect on a vocal track. Now obviously when it comes to doing your mix and looking for the right sound for you, there are many different options that you have, and you don't simply have to limit yourself to a chorus effect and a delay effect. But I happen to like using both of them effects when it comes to manipulating and spicing up vocals. And I just wanted to show the differences between the two and how both of them can be very effective when you add them in the right way. And it also gives you an idea of how creative the whole mix-down process can be. Because, like I said, these aren't the only two effects that you can add to the vocals, and even with just these two effects, there are so many different things you can do with them and so many different ways that you can apply them to your tracks. So I was glad we could discuss this topic today. There might be more videos regarding this topic, but until next time, peace out, have a blessed day.